Hi, Gabe here, West Coast SCI Physiotherapy. Today's video will be a 10-minute core workout. The reason why we want to work out the core is fourfold. First, it helps with our overall strength. Next, it prevents injuries. Third, if you don't have a strong core, it's really hard to strengthen in general. And fourth, it's really the foundation of all movements. If you didn't get a chance to check out our previous video on how to contract the core, it's listed in the description below. We'll need a towel for today's exercises, so pause now if you need to grab one. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of our latest releases. So this is our advanced core workout. We'll have 7 exercises, 50 seconds each. We're gonna start our 10-minute warm-up here. And remember, these are more advanced exercises. If you are experiencing low back pain or any other pain throughout, make sure you're consulting with a healthcare professional at some point, hopefully prior to starting the workout. Okay, so we're gonna get into our first exercise. So we're gonna start in our lying on your back, knees and hands up in the air, and we're gonna open up at the same time. I call this jackknife. And then back together. So again, obviously you're getting that core contracted, neutral spine before you even start moving. And I'm not letting my feet touch the ground. If you need a micro break, you can let your heels touch the ground. But for myself, I can do it without. So it's your call how advanced you want to get with these exercises as always. And just challenge yourself as much as you need. Remember, you're trying to keep some gap or space between your ears and your shoulders, so don't let your shoulders shrug up towards your neck, or towards your ears, sorry. Keep a nice big space between your ears and your shoulders. And with that one, short little break. All right. So what I'm trying to do is kind of keep a consistent order from workout video to workout video. Similar exercise, but kind of a more advanced level of each one. So that's kind of the reason why the routine is the routine. Okay, so we're gonna do a plank, but a variation on it. So what I'm gonna do is from 4-point kneel, hands and knees. I'm gonna raise up onto my toes, bend my elbows a little bit, and I'm gonna hold my plank like this for now. So again, the more you bend your elbows, the harder that's gonna get. It's your choice on how much you wanna bend. Obviously, the less bend, the easier. I always like to think as I hold a plank that I pull my toes towards my hands, and that will get my core that much more engaged. As well, I like to think about keeping that long neck, neutral spine, especially through the neck in these kind of exercises, because a lot of times you neglect your neck, and again, you're gonna start shrugging through your shoulders. If you're finding you're getting fatigued before that 50-second timer, you can always take a break at some point and resume again. There we go, there's our 4-point kneeling plank. Remember, nice deep breaths. Let your core relax. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, our next exercise, dolphin kicks. Kind of like the back extension, but instead of extending your chest or getting your chest off the ground, what I'm trying to do is clear my thighs off the ground. Again, a little bit challenging, especially if you've had a history of low back problems. Just take it easy. If you're finding this too challenging, you can always revert back to one leg at a time. But as this is the advanced exercise video, we're doing 2 legs. It is important to keep your core contracted or core engaged, so don't forget, somebody's about to gut punch you, you're keeping that tension through your stomach. Especially as you lift your legs off the ground. And again, what I'm trying to do is the height isn't necessarily important, but just trying to clear my thighs off the ground. And there's our 50 seconds. Short breather. Let everything relax. If you are finding you need more than 20 seconds breather in between the exercises, you can always pause. Give yourself a little bit more time in between the exercises. Allow yourself to set up in between and not feel so rushed. Okay, crunching with twists. Similar to our crunch from before, what I'm gonna do is have my hands out to my side and reach up and try to touch the fingertips on the opposite hand. What typically people will do is tend to cheat and just roll side to side. What I'm trying to do especially is clear the shoulder of the hand that I'm reaching towards off the ground. It's a lot harder than it looks. And again, most people are gonna just roll onto their shoulder, but really what you're trying to do is clear that shoulder blade on the arm that you're reaching for off the ground. Again, way easier said than done. These are actually a lot more challenging than maybe they look to do them correctly. And like I said, most people will tend to cheat, especially when you're just trying to figure it out. So be patient with yourself. Great, have a little break. And remember, those are tough, so give yourself a break. Work up to that if you need to by just trying the regular planks first and then getting up to it. Next one, high plank with a hip extension. So I'm gonna be in a push-up position. Again, core engaged, neutral spine. What I'm gonna do is basically just try to lift one foot off the ground and get my glutes working a little bit more in addition to the core. I'm keeping my elbows bent right now just because we did that other variation a minute ago with the elbows bent. If you want to add a little bit extra difficulty to this, you could do it with a slight elbow bend. Obviously it's going to add a lot of difficulty to this exercise. So again, your choice if you want straight elbows and locking them out, or if you want to engage through your triceps and chest, shoulders a little bit more, get a little bit elbow bend. You'll feel that right away. As you can see, I'm starting to shake there. Very good. Almost there. Nice breather. Shake things out a little bit, let things relax through your stomach especially. Take some nice deep breaths. Okay, and we're getting close. Our side plank is second to last exercise, 25 seconds aside. So I'm gonna get into our traditional side plank with the shoulder and my elbow in line, adding some hip abduction. And what that just means is basically I'm gonna spread my legs apart and bring them together. I always like to have my top leg slightly behind my bottom leg. That should get that gluteus medius, or the smaller muscle of your butt, engaged a little bit further. And we're switching over. Again, if you're finding these super challenging, holding a side plank on its own may just be enough for you at this point. And then again, you could work towards the hip abduction in addition as you start getting stronger. But again, I'll leave that up to you how much you want to push it. Again, it should not be painful. If anything, your shoulder, some people may find this difficult in their shoulder. And there we go. And one more to go. Everyone, good job. Nice deep breaths. And letting things relax again. If you need more time in between to set up, get yourself ready for the exercise, obviously pause and take your time through it. Last exercise, Superman with the elbow drive. So what we're gonna do is hands out, legs out on your stomach, lift opposite arm to opposite leg. The elbow drive basically is driving your elbow back towards your hip, opposite hand to opposite leg. Keeping that core engaged, just squeezing through the stomach as if someone's gonna gut punch me. Again, big thing to think about is keeping that long neck, keeping space between your shoulders and your ears. You don't necessarily want to force that, but you just want to be aware of it. So it's not like I'm trying to necessarily elongate my neck, but more just be aware that I'm not allowing my shoulders to shrug up and touch my ears. I want nice space between my ears and my shoulders. I think we're done. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget, if you need to do another round, feel free to watch through again. Do 2 sets, 3 sets even for those more advanced. Pause in between if you need a bit more time during the breaks, and we'll see you next time.